when I say, take the opportunity, whatever you discover of yourself, of truth, that stays with you. Whatever you have given to the untruth, you see, that can also stay with you, but it naturally should leave. Whatever you discover of the truth within you, that will always uplift and always be building inside the truth. Whatever we support that is not true can also live with you, but it doesn't support the joy of life if we are living with too much personhood, too much personal attention and giving importance to personal stuff. And this is why I would want to emphasize, in my view, that so strong is the focus on liberation. Not because the world is horrible, it is horrible too, and it's beautiful too, but because the opportunity is here to wake up. And wake up means to really see without prejudice, to see without distortion, to live in love and truth, with respect and appreciation for each other and this planet and for God and the self. This level, I don't want to make speech about it. Why it's not a speech? Because it's a communion, a communicating of what is important to us and ought to be important to each one, Because I would love you to see yourself as I see you. This is what my aim is, to become, or to throw off the things that inhibit your beauty and your spontaneity, to be who I know you are and who I take you to be. And this is something that's really at the very heart of satsang. And in this way, because I know who you are, what you are, is not different from what I am, I have to respect you, love you. And this love is a love that makes that which is true keep flourishing in our lives. So whether you are here, I think everybody who come here, or who I have the opportunity to see in my life, that is my connection in the moment or onwards. That's my connection. That's what I offer in my existence, and I encourage you, invite you to the same level of living true to yourself. And there's not a lot that you have to do. There's an attitude you must have, and God does the rest. The God in you. It's not so much like the way that we work, like a beast of burden or something, but that if your attitude is right, then the Supreme is flowing in that, and you'll be surprised, because our minds make so much troubles and put so much projections and complicatedness in front of us that you think that you have to work through all of that to get to something, whereas it's so simple. I shared with you a story, an account of Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj, when he said, because we have read, some of you, I hope to bring more of these books here, the story, the book I Am That, by discourses and talks with Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. And, the book is full, every page of a word of wisdom. But what I picked out is when he said, because he was being questioned by someone who said, effectively, where do you get all this knowledge from? You seem to know everything. And he said, actually, I don't know anything. He said, actually, I don't know anything. I was fortunate to meet my Guruji, my master, and in living in his presence, shortly before he passed away, he called me and he said, you are not what you have been conditioned or brought up to believe you are. You are the Supreme Self. That was not a personal compliment. He said, you are the imperishable supreme being. Use your time to confirm that. And Maharaj himself said, I accepted what I was told by my teacher because I saw that everything he did and say was true before. I had faith in what he said. And every spare time I had, I just sat with what he said because I could not get it out of my head, out of my being, what he said. You are not what you have been brought up to believe you are. You are the imperishable self. That's not a personal statement. It is your truth. Don't forget it. And he said, I stayed with it. Every time I had to myself, I just probed into that. I just remembered that. I felt it. I just took it on. And in a relatively short time, he said 3 years, I awakened out of my sleep into what is. Is this an unreasonable thing to be sharing with you? Why did Maharaj not say, I know I'm a rare case, there's not many like me. He did not say that. So I took his word as being applicable to myself and to all of us, all who yearn for that, whose time has come to accept that. And yes, satsang is only mirroring, showing, not the way that the mind wants to take up spirituality, to do all spiritual gymnastics and to do all these things. It's not necessary. As I told you before, the truth is simple. The ego mind is complex. The person is a complex vibration. And you are not merely a person. Person is like a costume that we wear for some time. And just like the body also, one day it will be gone. And to find, while we have the time, that which will not be gone, that which is eternal, you see. Such words as I'm sharing with you, they are fading in the world because our attention has become so externalized that all our efforts, for many people, goes in pursuing perishable things, as though this is the only life and the time you have to live the life of your person. And in a way it is true. But as I said before, we only live once, but it's forever. What I mean, not this body only live once, who you are is life itself. The role we play and the person we think we are is for time. And you know the proof of this because we have had so many beliefs, so many ideas about things, and they're continuously changing. And you are the one who is aware of the change. You cannot be the thing which is changing. Even something inside our own being is changing, and there's an awareness of even what is internal to us is also changing. Find out that which is observing all these things but is unaffected by them. That is at the very heart, the quintessence of satsang pointing. Don't memorize be. When I say be, that's not a verb. Trust that. And be more observing things as they come. Actions will happen, interactions, reactions will happen. But they'll be seen as a wave flowing by on the sea of life. Don't be too much in a hurry to talk about these things. Digest first. Let them get assimilated back into the source they came from. So what I share with you, that will pass. The words of it will pass. But where it's shared from